All right, slot car fans, welcome back. Hobbit Racing. We are at the director's station again, and I'm going to unbox here. We're not seeing our shadow, no, but you'll see what I mean in a moment. It's not a mystery box by any stretch of the imagination, but I will tell you, this came from a very, very exciting place. To me, and I know there are a lot of race fans out there that are older than me, but to me, this is a holy grail car. And I'm thrilled, as you can see, and you might start to get the idea where this is going. There's a reason why that slotted is right there. Could it be none other? Could it be none other than the twin? Why have one when you can have both? Ah, yes. The set is complete. My dream has come true. Thank you, Ernie Mossetti and Mossetti Racing. MR SLOTCAR.ca. Oh, yeah, let's keep going. All right, what do we have here? You ready? Oh boy, this has probably been in the box for a while, so bear with my fumbling. We'll get in there. Okay, here we go. Here we go. All right. That's lovely right there. That to begin with. That's a prize in it itself. Okay. Take the little holster off. All right. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. Here's our separate wing. I don't know if it was meant to be separate as I'm now looking at it. I'm not sure if it was meant to be separate or if it came undone over the course of time being in the box, but there's some things we're going to review about this as we undo it that suggests that it's virtually unbreakable compared to the slotted wing due to the fact that this is in two pieces and the way that it's attached to the actual rear of the car and the stanchions that come up there. But gorgeous stuff here. The wheel cover that is typical to the Group C era is not on this car. That's okay. I'm pretty solid that it's the same size wheels, and I could easily buy the inserts. I see a purchase in my future if I want to make this car as race car compliant to the modern, to the livery, pardon me, that was out there. But overall, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Let's take it off of the case here. Should be one twist, and it is. Again, just really nice jewel box again here covering everything, and we'll just set this aside and then let us come back and take a look at what we have here. So Ernie already warned me, probably bear with the idea that these tires have been sitting here a long time and they're probably quite hard, but we're going to put quick slicks on here. There's that lovely chassis. Got the 5 points of contact for float. I believe those 2 points there are also chassis and motor pod float, and then there's the wings, and then there's the one there. Got a similar motor to an MX-16, but Ernie tells me that it's probably not as strong torque-wise as an MX-16. It might be about 22,000, 23,000 RPMs at 12 volts, but he tells me that, again, if I'm going to make it class compliant for Group C, that I'm going to put an MX-16 in there anyway. But just, you know, car for car comparisons, just, I don't know. This is my favorite car. This is simply my favorite race car, so that's just the way it's always going to work for me. So I'm just couldn't be happier. 928 in there, I believe, is what comes stock with it. I may change that out for slotted gears anyway. We're going to go with the MX-16. Shoot, I might go 927 or 1027 and just mirror what's going on in the slotted down here and see what we get. And shoot, who knows? I might just might leave these on here for that matter and not put any zero grips on there. But we've got the opportunity to put the set screws. In fact, the set screws look like they're already in there, so that's good. So let's pause for a minute here, and we will go ahead and get the lid off. All right, through the magic of editing, we are ready to take the body off, but I do want you to notice here, if I could bring it into focus in the camera, which I may simply not be able to do. There we go. Smooth shouldered screws. So we won't be changing those out for any NSR or slotted smooth shoulder screws. We've already got a smooth shouldered screw. Great stuff. I didn't expect anything less. So, and there we go. So now let's look at the body a little bit closer, right? Again, it's just, you know, car for car, as you would have expected. You know, I don't think there's any details missing as far as how this goes. You know, you've got your spark plugs, you got NGK on the spark plugs, you've got the Renown, you've got the Charge, you've got CB, you've got all the stuff going on here that is supposed to be on here per the livery. Nice added touch here. The toe clip, the toe hook, pardon me, is actually built into the body. You lose a little bit of body float capabilities on the slotted because that hook is actually part of the chassis, for those of you that know. So this is nice. We're not going to be worried about anything catching here as far as that. Now maybe I'll take some sandpaper or file and I'll just work on that a little bit. Similar design. I wouldn't have expected anything different here. You've got that nice Group C cockpit tucked up inside of here. This is pretty typical of a slotted Group C as well. And then we've got this interesting design in the back again, where it's kind of a component piece here, but it definitely has some serious, serious flexibility to it. I don't know exactly what it's made out of, but it's suggested that it's certainly going to be easier. Same thing here. I believe these two are more rubberized, if you will. Listen, I'm going to race this car, so things happen. I hope nothing bad. I can't say the same about these. The antennas are the antennas. Things happen. And again, I expect that this is going to, whether it was there to begin with and it just sat in the box over time and I can't quite tell, I don't think there's any reason to indicate that, it's not going to stay in there once I glue it. Now, of course, I could just, do that and hope it stays put, but, maybe a little bit of light glue will go in there. Be nice to maintain the integrity of the truss piece here. I could always go ahead. I think I said I was going to put a video together to share how this was redone. The back of the slotted here, even though I'm not supposed to be doing a review on this car right now, that's styrene and a bit of CA, but a lot of E6000 actually is what happens there. Come on, buddy. There you go. So, again, just, I can't say enough about these cars. Again, there's the look of this car and everything like that. There definitely is less gloss to this. And again, that's fine. You've got a very, very, very speak to me, either you love it or you hate it, or you somewhere in between. You're not going to miss this car coming. So I'm not saying that it has to be, glossy at the same time as that. I'm sure I could take some polish and maybe even brighten it up. So yeah, just beautiful stuff. So, all right, now let's get into the components of this car. All right, again, Ernie told me about this. You've got a nice opportunity here for me, as it turns out. So we'll go with the MX-16 and we'll change that out Maybe not. Maybe we won't. Who knows? Maybe I'll leave that crown gear in there and maybe we'll put a 10. I think that'll put us at 1028 and we'll see how it performs. Yeah, and then we've got, pardon me, we have the 4-point motor pod. I started to unscrew that, unbeknownst to me, as far as the MR slot car world goes with this one. I started to undo that because, of course, that's where the screw is for the body post on the slotted, but the body post here are these two, and that's actually a pod screw. So I will learn, and we'll achieve some float here. We've got these nice wing pieces. We've got a magnet underneath there that I may remove. Maybe I'll just see what it does for me from the get-go in terms of weight on the back of the car. I do, in inline situations, do love to get me some weight near this rear axle. Very, very smooth engagement here so far. Again, not to say that this is going to stay put that way. We've got a nice spot for the motor wires to go through. So you're not going to get any entanglement. Nothing's going to come in contact with your front axle. I do believe we have aluminum set screw wheels here. Really nice, really nice. Again, I will be certain to add some spacers and dial in my front axle. I don't see any set screws that came with it, but not a big deal. I've got plenty of grub screws that can be added there, plenty of oval point grub screws that can be taken to there, and certainly I believe that they're, I can't quite tell. I can't quite tell, even holding it up to the camera, whether there's any screws in that part right now, but just a great looking chassis, a really, really solid build in the chassis. Super happy to get my hands on this. So we've got the aluminum wheels all the way around. We've got the podded suspension here. And again, I believe it comes 928, but I'll be changing that to an MX-16, probably put a 10 on there. I know this is a black gear, but this is an MR slot car gear, so I'm going to go with the information that I've been provided at this time, and that is a 28 tooth gear. All of you slotted fans out there and other slot car fans out there are going to tell me, well, Tony, I think that's a 27. It's a black gear. I'm not gonna go one way or the other until I actually maybe count them or go back and look at the specs. Let's take a look at the guide. Let's see what we have going on with the guide here. We've got some fairly soft braid on the guide still, so I might still stay well. It's a little bit harder than maybe I would like, but plenty of it there. Eyelets going in, and a really good design, even though it's just, it's not exactly what I normally go with. It's definitely a screw-in guide, and it may be just as deep as a Slotting Plus 101001 guide. So that may stay put. That is, I might tighten it up just a tad bit more and put a spacer underneath there, but I can't say that guide is going to be replaced. That looks like it's in fine engineering and good working order, so happy about that. So yeah, wow, I'm so happy to be holding this car. I'll probably coat the front wheels. Love the Dunlop look. Won't be able to obviously do that in the back. Gonna have to Quick Slicks CB34s are gonna go on there, and then I think I'll coat these, just making sure. Maybe I'll give them a little bit of truing, making sure they're sitting on there. I see a little bit of oddity, but again, this has been sitting in a box for probably, I don't know, count the years, right? Yep, love it, love it, love it, love it. I won't sit in awe, in silence on the camera and, make you all wait for me to do something new. So we'll move on from there, but I wanted to share. It's available. It was out there for me. I made an inquiry, and I found a way to get my hands on it. And so no, we're not seeing our shadow. We're looking at twins here. So what an awesome grab for me. And thank you, MR Slot Car. And thank you all for watching. Definitely hit me up with a like, subscribe if you like what you're seeing. Share this here, and until next time, boy, I'm definitely going to do a test and tune on this car, no doubt about it. All right, folks.